Oh, yeah?
Welcome back to Myst. Today we tackle Mechanical Age, also known as the laziest named age in the entire series. But here we go. Right off the bat, we see this. Obviously, the code will be different. So, this will eventually be the stairs down to our exit. But besides the red and blue pages, we need to get this code. So let's go ahead and run on in. This is also a pretty quick age. This is the fortress that was built to fend off the pirates or the ships. And right off the bat, we're going to find the brothers' rooms. Here's Cirrus's room. And we've got the rocket ship from Myst. We've got the ship from Stone Ship Age. We can't look in his telescope here. Got some gems that glow. Super sweet. What do you do? Boring! This is the best part. That's Cirrus as a king. Alright. The most important thing in this room, however, is if you click on this, we find a secret door. Inside we find his page. And some chests of gold. And a note. Cirrus, your greed sickens me. Your desire for wealth and plunder is never satisfied. I will instruct my subjects not to pay your new tax, and you know they'll listen to me. Regards, Akinar. So I wonder if this note is here to make you think that there's something going on between the brothers. That maybe perhaps one of them is worse than the other. But we have the page. And if we have it over to this side, we'll have Akinar's room. This one is a little bit more fucked up than the other ones, considering here's the severed head of a tree dweller. And we have an evil Jack-in-the-Box. He also has a switch and a little another severed head in a box. Very nice. We have his page, a rack of poisons here, a nice head chopping block, and the piece de resistance, an electrified cage. Sounds sexy. Alright. Now, remember when I said that the last two ages, the order that you do them in is going to determine your difficulty? This right here, playing around with this, is going to show you, one, how to rotate this tower around to the different little islands. Two, it's going to make the next age a lot easier. This might be where some puzzle randomization comes in, so I'm going to get my notebook right here ready, just in case. Alright, so this teaches you how to rotate this particular age. So the left lever here will unlock it, and then you can move the bridge to a direction, and then you relock it, and then listen. Hear that sound? That's a code for the direction. So east, we're going to say is kind of a zap sound. I don't know how to describe that. Let's move it north. We get a ding. These don't sound randomized to me. These are the sounds I remember. West. I like to call that a twirl. Writing this down. And then finally, south. I call that the cowbell. I got a fever. All right. That's it for the pages. We got that. So now we have to get out of here. We need to rotate this bridge to the east. And wait, are we facing south? I don't fucking know. Whatever. Let's go. So right in here. If we head across here, we're going to find an elevator that don't work. But if we press this button. Huh? Huh? Why you no work? Well, that's not good. I can't get down this way. The hell, bitch? Why do you work now? Fucking inconsistent bitch-ass button. Alright. This is easy. Just line up the two gaps. There. Now close this. And now we can go up. Now, when you get here, it looks like, cool. There's a lot of things here, but I can't interact with any of them. When you get to this level, this and this are both lit up. If you press this and get out, the elevator is going to drop, allowing you access up here. And now we have command of the rotating bridge. And we only get to use the sound. So as before, when we had the rotation simulator, we're going to rotate this a little bit. And then stop. Lower this down. And we got the zap, which means we're facing east. And that's the direction we want. We need east and west to get the pieces of our code. You can set it north, but there's nothing over there. It's a waste of your goddamn time. So if we head out the front door, you just wander over here, and we have... This is a different puzzle, or a different puzzle answer. The sounds are the same, but this is different. So I'm going to write down this code here. And now we go back. So far I feel a little bit, I don't know, let down by the puzzle randomization. I feel like Channelwood was exactly the same. I feel like they could have changed the positions of at least the levers on the wooden platforms. At least. But not a whole lot has changed to where it basically just means a lot of the puzzle randomization is just the clues to access the age were different. That's it. Alright. So where are we now? We are north. More. We got the twirl, which means we're facing west. Now, if you don't get these directional sounds, it's not like the Next Age, which uses those. It's not like the Next Age is impossible. It just makes it easier. All right, out the front door again. Whoa. Did they change? Or did they change where the island is? Or am I thinking wrong? Because, yeah, this is a little Easter egg you get when you point the... This is a skeleton hanging off of one of the pirate ships. But you only get that when you point this to the island that doesn't matter. Well, to the non-existent path. So I must be thinking of it wrong. I guess we need north. Well, shit fuck me. Ding. North. So yeah, after seeing a picture like this, there's no fucking doubt that the brothers are absolute scum. But maybe one of them was framed. Who knows? Here we go. Let's write this down. This is the left two symbols. Writing that down. And then little squiggly line. Perfect. Now, let's turn this thing south again. Cowbell? Yeah. There we go. So yeah, I mean, I wasn't going to show you what I thought was the wrong way, because why bother? I was like, the little skeleton in Cirrus's telescope isn't really worth the effort, but it ended up happening anyway because I made a mistake. So you're welcome. All right. So here we go. Squiggly line. And that thing. And then we had triangle thing. And then circle thing. Look at that. Let's get the hell out of here. Mechanical age done. 2 more pages down. 1 more age to go. All right, losers. What do you have to say this time?
Each page I can see you more clearly. Soon, I will be free from this horrible prison, this book. You must visit the one remaining age which you have not. I am confident that clear that my brother Akhenaten is demented. He is guilty. He took advantage of the freedom our father had given us long. Akhenaten began to gain a twisted pleasure, conquest and destruction. I ask you again. Do not retrieve the pages. He will destroy both myself and you, just as he destroyed the other ages of Myst. I never will escape. To release me, you must simply bring the red page. And I will tell you the story that I am. Your wisdom will see that I am innocent and he is guilty. This forgotten island belongs. I will owe you my life, and you will be greatly rewarded.
I think I've forgotten to mention, actually, that Cirrus and Akinar are actually portrayed by Robin and Rand Miller, the two brothers who created Cyan and ultimately made this game pretty much by themselves. They had a few other artists helping them and stuff, but for the most part, it was pretty much them. And Robin Miller played Cirrus, and also acted as Cirrus if we were playing the classic FMV movies. And Rand Miller played both Akinar and Atris. And Rand would go on to play Atris through the entirety of the series.
Oh, my friend. Thank you for bringing the blue pages. Listen. Convinced that Cirrus is guilty. Do not release him. Will destroy me. Just the innocent bystander have been wrongfully tricked into imprisonment. Confident you have observed his unbridled lust for riches. 4 remaining worlds. Some plot. It was almost perfect. A blow to father. He tricked him into believing that it was I who was the murderer. I did not murder father. Bring me the remaining blue pages, please. A liar. A fool and a liar. Be freed, or there will... Blue pages from the last age of Myst. I must be freed. You must free me. I cannot bear it here for eternity. Free me. Blue pages.
I remember when I was a kid, I thought that Cirrus, or Akinar was the one who was framed because it just seemed so obvious that him being the more barbaric one, him being unhinged and kind of psychotic, was an obvious misdirection, and that Cirrus was the guilty one. But it's kind of funny how, you know, like it's obvious that they're both dicks, but part of me was like, well, maybe he was framed. Maybe we'll see. But now we have to activate the last age. This one, the clues, I think, are probably going to be the most, how shall I say, time-consuming, because the way to get in is a little tedious. So let's get going. Let's get these new clues. The original clue was 59 volts. Let's see what this clue is. Huh? Oh. 41 volts. Okay. Got it. So we need to provide power to the rocket ship. We have to do that in here. And we have to give the system 41 volts. This will be a little tedious. So how I figured this out as a kid was I just pressed each button. So I'm going to go ahead and get out my book here to see how much power each button would give. And then turn it off. So we have 5 rows of buttons, or 2 rows of 5 buttons each. Writing that down. And this button gives 10 volts. The reason why I do it this way is because every time you put too much power into the system, you have to go and reset the breakers, and it's a pain in the ass. You have 7 here. We have 8 here. Then we have 16. 5. Let's move on to the next row. 1. 2. Oh, skipped 1. 19. This one gives 22. And 9. So, looking at these numbers, we could do 22, 10, that would give us 32, then we could do 8, and finally 1. 41 volts. Sexual. So, now the door to the rocket ship will be open. But, as always, let's read the journal because this one will have a clue that we need to continue on. And this is going to be called the Selenitic Age. It has been a while since I've heard only silence, and I enjoy it greatly, I think. For some reason, I do not feel altogether welcome in this new world in which I have arrived. But how could I be unwelcome in an age with no inhabitants? It is, of course, only in my head. This world is very beautiful, but I think I have yet to ever write in a journal that an age I have linked to is horrid or disgusting. From the grassy hill where I'm standing, I can see green fields below, along with a few scattered forests. A rather large lake looms some distance from where I'm standing, yet the water's blue can be seen plainly from here. The air is fresh and the sky is sparkled with white clouds. It's absolutely breathtaking, and yet that strange feeling again. Perhaps it's the hot breeze that continues to blow from the north. Hotter than I would have imagined, it almost singes my skin, and I feel quite uncomfortable when it comes. I will try to ignore it. Night has almost arrived, and the sunset is spectacular. Oranges and reds have settled above the western horizon. Though night has come, the horizon still glows red long past the sunset. Dark reds flow from the horizon and blend into the black sky. Again, the feeling, and I'm beginning to believe it's not all in my mind. I must sleep now, and I will need my strength to explore more tomorrow. I've had to return home due to an unpredictable natural occurrence more frightening than I have ever experienced. I was awakened by terrible shakings in the ground and explosions on all sides of me. Gigantic balls of fire were falling from the sky, and I immediately left in fear of my life. I must remember to bring a Myst linking book with me when I return, in case the one left there has been destroyed or damaged. I've returned to a different world than the one I left only 3 months ago. It's been transformed into a barren desert land with only gigantic craters scattered across the land to provide variety. Strangely enough, the small grassy hill where I spent my first night remains exactly the way I found it. Apparently the falling meteors did not hit this area, leaving an oasis in the midst of this horrible desolation. The hot wind I remember has turned into a rather pleasant breeze, which is at least one improvement. I fear it's the only improvement. The magnificent lake I saw on my first visit is now completely dried up. However, another lake now exists and appears to be quite a bit larger. I assume one of the falling meteors created this lake due to its circular shape and the jutting rock that grows out of the center of the lake. The rest of this world seems like desert, though I will verify that statement with closer inspection. Though this world has little visual excitement to offer, it offers much to the ears. Sounds constantly flow through my ears, and I have found where a few of them originate. It seems, as Catherine says, I do find beauty in everything. Last night I was awakened by a horrible hissing. I was sweating, and the heat was so intense that I immediately dipped my head in a nearby stream to cool it down. The hot breezes had returned, along with a low roar from the ground. I walked a short distance to observe some red flames shooting up from the earth. Suddenly the ground began to crack, and a huge chasm opened. The chasm continued to grow until it was far too wide to cross. Then the tumult subsided, leaving only a dull roar. I have decided, however, I can use the chasm to my advantage. Perhaps the heat from that chasm can be harnessed. Even as the chasm has ripped into the surface of this world, it has opened up a whole new world to explore. Although uncomfortably hot, I found it possible to reach a cave in the chasm that had been created, and have now explored deep into the crust of this planet. I found a vast underground cave system that will take many years to map and explore. I will also look for a safer way to reach the underground than through the chasm wall. This age seems to change on its own, so I feel I should leave again and see if things are different when I return. It's also important that I check on Cirrus and Achenar and make sure everything is going along well. When I return, I also hope to bring back some tools I will need for my plans to explore the underground. The abundance of raw materials here is beginning to amaze me. I've returned with some of the complex tools I knew I would be needing. I assumed I would have to return for more basic materials, however, it seems as though I will be able to find everything I need here. Of course, iron is abundant, but I have also found titanium occurring naturally. I'm all the more excited to begin work. Everything is set, and I look forward to tomorrow. My raw materials are all here. I think I'll be able to have most of my additions to this age completed within 1 year. I so love working with my hands, whether writing or building. I began today on the bridge, and then it begins to fade. The magnetic idea will work well, and I've decided 3 meters is not enough support for the beams, although it's somewhat demanding, maybe? Amazingly strong. Has to be one of my most prized inventions. Could never have imagined it to come together quite as I doubt. Could possibly work with 14 instead of 8. Completely fatigued. I'm so happy to have completed. And tomorrow. I'm leaving today in order to bring back Cirrus and Achenar. I've left them alone in Channelwood. I believe they will enjoy all there is to see here. The age seems to have stabilized. I believe the meteor set off a period of volcanic activity by piercing into the shallow crust, but the tremors have become few. I've just noticed that a large amount of this journal has curiously vanished from the very pages on which I wrote over the last 18 months. Fortunately, I've copied many of my construction notes in another journal. I do not understand the many mysteries of this world, but I trust I will discover logical answers to my questions. I have a feeling that many of my questions can be answered in another age to which I hope to travel soon. But for now, I must simply accept this world's mysteries and take pride in my accomplishments. And here we have a picture of a keyboard. And I'm going to take a picture of this because this is new. Not the picture, but the code. So let's move on to the rocket ship. We now have power. Door should open. And here we have some sliders that make noise. And a keyboard. So we need to match the notes and the picture that we took to here. So let's start. 1 is right here. Does that seem right? This part can be annoying. Seems right to me. Alright, number 2. Seems right. Number 3. I think that's good. 4. Okay. And then finally, 5 is right here. Let's try it out. There we go. What a horrible tune. Let's enter. I thought that would take me longer. But not too bad. Got it on the first try. And now we enter the ship? Huh? What? There we go. Now we enter the Selenitic Age. The final age. Whoa. Shooting star? Anyway, I'll see you next time. You stay safe out there. You have a good night. You do that for me. Thank you. Peace out.